Good morning and welcome to another day of learning with Miss Tia. Today is the 1st of May. Oh my goodness, we have now come into the home stretch of our last month of school. How crazy is that? All right, so today is Friday, May 1st. We have started a new month, the month of May. So, let's get started. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to William. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to Olivia. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to Colton. Good morning to you. All right, let's get started. So, remember we are now in a different routine here. We are going to be doing some science. Now, if you watched our video yesterday, you should know what we're learning about this week or today. We are going to continue learning about the 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Now just to recap here, a solid is anything, or matter is anything that takes up space, okay? And matter comes in 3 states: a solid, a liquid, and a gas. Something that is solid, a tape dispenser is solid. A mouse for a computer is solid. They both have their own shape, right? And I can't change that shape. It's not going to change if I put it in a cup. It's not going to change if I put it in a jar. It's not going to change if I put it on my head, right? A solid keeps its shape. It has a definite shape. A liquid, however, changes shape based on what you have it in. So there's a liquid inside here. This is kind of like an ink, okay? Now if this was in something rectangle like this, then the shape of the liquid would be rectangular. But because it's in a tall cylindric container, it takes the shape of the container, okay? So whatever it's in, that's what it takes the shape of, is a liquid, something that you can pour out. It can flow like water from the sink. And then a gas, remember, is just air. Something you can breathe, okay? Gas is just something that you can breathe, that you can feel. You can't necessarily see it all the time, but you can see it sometimes. So we have our gas like in balloons or on the stove when steam's coming up. And that's what we're talking about today. So yesterday we talked about solids and we talked a little bit about liquids. Today we're going to touch on it again, and we're going to do some more experiments today. So hopefully you're ready to have some fun. All right, so for our first experiment, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you all 3 states of matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some ice cubes, and you're going to have to go over to your stove. Now please get a parent to help you with this. I don't want anybody getting burned, okay? So you're going to need a parent with you. You just take a couple of ice cubes, 2 or 3 is fine, and we're going to put it in our pan on the stove, and we're going to have a parent turn on the stove so the water, or the ice cubes, can get warm, okay? Now from our experiment yesterday, what happened when we added our ice cubes and warm water? Do you remember what happened? I think I hear you saying it. The ice cubes melted really fast, didn't they? They turned back into water. So do you think that's going to happen today? Is if we take our ice cubes and put them on the stove and we add the heat, are they going to melt? I hope you say yes. They are going to melt. And then as they melt, we're going to see the reaction of the heat with the water, and hopefully you see what I can see, and we will talk about that after our experiment, okay? So let's head over to our stove and get our materials ready and do an experiment. All right, today we're going to do a little experiment. We're going to turn a solid, some ice cubes, into a liquid, and then we're going to watch the liquid evaporate and turn into a gas. So we're going to witness all three states of matter. So I just take my ice cubes here, I'm going to pour them in to my pan here on the stove, and we're going to watch it. So you can see my pan is already hot, so the ice cubes are already starting to melt here. They should melt pretty fast with the heat. You can see all that liquid in there. And then what's going to happen is as our ice cubes start to melt and turns to water, the water is going to start to boil, which means it's getting really hot. And the longer it boils and it sits there, you will start to see the steam or the water start to evaporate and turn into a gas. So there you can see the water starting to boil. You see those little bubbles there. Not sure if you can see the steam coming off quite yet. Oh yeah, you can see some steam there. Look at those bubbles. Woo, there they go. And our water is going to start to disappear as it heats up. It will start to, got a little foggy there from the steam. So we have just turned our ice, which was a solid, and we added some heat to turn it into a liquid. And as that liquid heats up and evaporates back into the air, as you can see some of the steam, and you can feel it if you put your hand here, it starts to evaporate and it turns into a gas. And I'm sure you can see some of that gas, and again, if I put my camera over, it will fog up. See, now it's all foggy from the gas, from the steam there. Okay, so if we let this sit here long enough, soon all this water will be gone. So it's already started to evaporate, and the longer you let it sit here, the longer there's going to be nothing left here in our pan. Just like after it rains and the sun comes back out, the sun dries up all the rain. What do you think happens to all that rain? It evaporates and goes back into the air, turns into a gas, and goes back into the air, which then also starts to create some clouds. And we'll talk about that in another video when we talk about weather. But almost all of our water is gone. Look how little bitty water is left. Not much left. Look at those big old bubbles. You can see the steam coming off of there. Almost done. So this is an experiment you can do at home, but please make sure you do it with a family member and an adult, because you are using hot stove. I don't want anybody to get burned. So almost all of our water is gone. Just a few little bitty drops left. Oh my goodness. Not much water left. Almost gone. So it's just a fun little experiment that you can see the three states of matter. And again, please make sure you do this with an adult. Oh, and there's the last bit of it. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that experiment. Now we're going to move on to our second experiment. We are going to use a balloon, vinegar. You'll need a water bottle and maybe a funnel. I'm using a funnel because it makes it just a little bit easier. So if you have one at home, then I would suggest that you use a funnel for our next experiment. So in the next experiment, we're going to see if we can capture some of the gas. Now we couldn't capture it with our stove, but you could definitely feel it. If you put your hand over the top, now don't touch the pan, but if you put it over the top of the pan, you can feel that steam, kind of hot steam. It's kind of almost like wet because it's condensation that is evaporating back into the air, kind of like a wet. Kind of like when you go outside and it's about to rain and it kind of feels like a wet blanket. It just feels wet in the air. That is humidity. So that we're going to try to capture that steam or the gas in a balloon today. All right? of our experiment, you're going to need a water bottle, some baking soda, some vinegar, and a balloon. We're going to look at the effects of a gas. What does a gas look like? So it's kind of hard to see a gas. So what we're going to do is we're going to be able to see it. We're going to harness the power of the gas to blow up a balloon today. All right. So in our scientific process, we ask a question. How can we see a gas? What will happen how can I blow up a balloon using gas without using my mouth, right? We're going to do some research, we're skipping our research part. We're going to go ahead and make a hypothesis. What do you think is going to happen when we mix a vinegar and our baking powder together? And then we cover it up really quick with our balloon. What do you think is going to happen? So what we're going to do is I'm going to pour some vinegar into my bottle here. So I'm just going to pour some vinegar in. There we go. That should be enough. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some baking powder into my balloon here. So, alright, so what I'm going to do is I have my tablespoon here. I'm just going to take some baking powder here, if I can get some in there. I'm going to put it into my balloon. I'm using a funnel, so it will go into the balloon a little easier. Okay, that way it just goes right in to the balloon. Okay, that way we can, there we go. I'm going to take this off. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to see what happens. So I have my vinegar here in the bottom. I have my baking powder here in my balloon. Now I'm going to put the balloon, and you might need some help with this from a parent. So you're going to take your balloon and put it over the top like so. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift the balloon up like this so that the baking soda can go down into my vinegar. Just kind of help it squeeze out there and watch. Woo! Woo! There it goes! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh no! Ha ha ha! It's starting to fill up the balloon. I put too much vinegar! Ah! Whoa! Look at that. That is exciting. That balloon is blowing up so big. Whoa. That was really cool, wasn't it? Now make sure you have a parent helping you with this. I don't want you to get vinegar and baking soda all over the place. But look how big our balloon has blown up. How exciting. Whoa. So what has happened here is we have done a chemical reaction between the vinegar and our baking soda. And when they combine, it forms a little gas, that's all the bubbles. All those bubbles, just like when we did our pan with the ice cubes, it starts to bubble. All that bubble is turning into air and gas, which then fills up our balloon. That is really cool. And it blows it up. So we have just captured the gas that has been made from the vinegar and the baking powder. That is pretty cool. Now gas is something you usually can't see, but we have captured it, so we are able to see it with a visual basically from a balloon. Alright, for our last experiment today, something really fun, we are going to make some ice cream. So we're going to take some ingredients and we are going to put them together, and we're going to take basically turn a liquid into a solid by freezing it. But it's something that you'll be able to eat when we're done. So this is just kind of a fun experiment, just to kind of show how we take something and we can freeze it and turn a liquid into a solid, but it's just supposed to be fun. So I'm going to show you, it's called ice cream in a bag. So I'm going to show you the recipe here of the things that you're going to need. So you can pause the video, get your stuff, and then we'll do our little experiment together. Now if you want, we're going to make vanilla ice cream. So after you do your ice cream, if you want to add sprinkles or chocolate chips or chocolate syrup on it before you eat it, go right ahead. I like my vanilla ice cream with some chocolate syrup on it. Ooh, even some cookies. If you have some cookies, you could crush them up and put them on top. That would be good too. Or make a sandwich, an ice cream sandwich, 2 cookies, your ice cream in the middle and your cookie on top. That would be so exciting too. All right, so here is the recipe. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you've gathered all of your ingredients that we need to make our ice cream in a bag. I have my 2 shaker helpers, Samantha and Olivia. They're going to help me make some ice cream today. All right, so first what you need your half and half. So I just bought a little bitty thing of half and half because I'm just going to use it to make some ice cream. So you need half a cup of half and half. This here I have my rock salt. This specifically says for ice cream, but you can use regular salt too. I like this because it's nice big granules. So you'll see here that the salt is nice and big. But you can use regular salt at home as well, just half a cup of salt. All right, and then you'll need some ice cubes. So we need to get lots of ice cubes. And then we have our vanilla here, which we're going to use 1/4 of a teaspoon. So you need to look and make sure your parents are helping you with this. You need 1/4 of a teaspoon and a tablespoon we're going to be using today. All right, and then I have my little measuring cup here that we're going to use to measure out our half and half. So I'm going to put the recipe on in the video here so that you can see it as well, just so you make sure you have the right measurements. Now it says in our in the recipe they use 2 quart-size bags. I'm just going to use a small one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to put this one into the little bit bigger one, just to make sure that things aren't going to leak out. And then what you're going to do is once you're going to have all your ingredients in here, you're going to put your salt and your ice in the big bag here. You're going to take your small bag, you're going to put it inside of the big bag just like this, and zip it up, and then we're going to shake it. Okay? So those are all the ingredients that you're going to need. Again, I'm going to put it into the video as well so you can see the things that you need. So you can pause the video as you need. You can re-watch it as many times as you need to and have fun right along with us. So we're going to go, excuse me. I got some pot holders here that we're just going to use because your hands get really cold when you're trying to shake up the ice. So it's good to have something to protect your hands, and you can shake, 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 shake along with it. You can also put it, take the bag and put it into a container, or you just hold the top and the bottom. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and start making some ice cream. That way we can start to eat it. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to take our half and half, and we need half of a cup of our half and half. So just go ahead and open this up. Leave that on the table, please. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to pour it in till I get to the halfway mark. Right there, it says half. So 1/2 is our halfway mark. So there's my half a cup. Put my lid back on my half and half here so it doesn't spill. Alright, so I'm going to, I got stuff inside my bags here. Alright, let's go and get my bags back out. Alright, so I'm going to be pouring it in here. Alright, so Samantha, can you go ahead and pour this into my bag here? Pour it all of it. There you go, perfect. And put it right back on the table. Alright, so there's my half and half. Now we need 1 tablespoon of sugar. So that would be my big one here. This is my tablespoon. And I'm just going to take my sugar. I'm going to fill up my tablespoon here. Just like so. This is what's going to make our ice cream just a little bit sweet. Okay, so I'm going to take my sugar and I'm going to dump it in to my milk there, my half and half. And then I need my small little one here, my 1/4 of a teaspoon. And I'm going to take my vanilla and I'm just going to pour it right into my little teaspoon thing here. That's going to give it its vanilla flavor. that in there. All right. So now what I'm going to do, let me put my cap on this before I spill it, and vanilla everywhere. All right, so what you want to do is now we have it all in there, you want to try to get as much of the air out as possible before you zip it closed, okay? So it's zipped closed, it's not coming out. I'm just to make sure that it doesn't leak out, that would be a problem. I'm just going to put it in a second bag, just like that. Just like so, okay? So now, get all the air out of that one. So now I'm going to take my ice and my salt. So here's all my ice here. I just grabbed some from the freezer. I'm going to dump it into my bag, just like that. And I'm going to add my salt. Now we need about half of a cup of salt. Let me rinse this out really quick. Alright, so I rinsed this out and I'm going to add in my half a cup of salt. Now you can use regular salt. You don't have to use ice cream salt or rock salt. I just happen to have some because I've done this experiment multiple times. So I have my half a cup of salt. You can use your regular table salt as well, okay? You're just going to add it right in to your ice there. Alright. Then I'm going to take my bag here with my ice cream ingredients. And I'm going to put it right inside of my ice and my salt. Try to get as much air out as possible. And then we're going to zip it up. Alright, go ahead and put your oven mitts on there, girls. Both of you get one. And then you can use this one for your second one, okay? Alright, so all you're going to do now is you're going to take it and you're going to shake it. Alright, so shake, 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 shake. Shake, shake, shake. Okay? That's all you're going to do is just shake it. Okay? Use this one too. Alright, and hold it. Hold the bag. Hold it. And shake, 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 shake. Shake, 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 shake. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Come on. Shake, shake, shake. Use those muscles. Do it. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your whole body. Give it to your sister. Alright, take it. And you're going to shake it. Hold on to it. Come on.
I can't.
Hold on and shake. Do a whole shake, 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 shake. Come on, shake your whole body. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. There you go. Jump up and down with it. Shake it. Alright, well they're not doing that great of a job here. Alright, but you just gotta... Alright, since my bag broke, I could use another bag, but I'm just going to take it, make it a little easier for the kids. Put it into a container, and then you just shake like this. That makes it a lot easier. Can you do that? Make sure you hold the top. Hold the top. Shake, 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 shake. There you go. Good. Shake, 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 shake. All right, Olivia's turn. Make sure you hold the top so the top doesn't come up. And shake, shake, shake. Very good. Shake it together. Shake, shake, shake. Do a little dance. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. There you go. Good job. All right, I think we need a little bit more shaking. You really got to shake it for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, should we check on our ice cream?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. No, it's starting to freeze, but not quite enough yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the ice and the salt out of this big bag since it broke. And I'm just going to use it straight in the... Can you open that in the trash? Perfect. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that in there. Close it back up. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Alright, so we've been shaking our bag for quite a while. Our arms are tired. We've been shaking it. You want to just keep shaking it until the ice cream gets to the consistency that you would like, okay? So it might take 15 or 20 minutes, 10 minutes. You can even just put it in the freezer. If your arms get tired, it's not really a big deal. So our liquid is no longer really a liquid anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to cut a little hole here in my bag, just like this. I can cut. My scissors are not working very good. Oh, there we go. Okay. So then I'm just going to squeeze it out, kind of like a little pastry bag. So I'm going to squeeze all my ice cream down to one little corner here so that I can squeeze out Whoa, it's no longer a liquid, is it? So squeeze out my ice cream and push it down to the corner here. And we're going to squeeze out some more ice cream. There it goes. Poop it out. No, just kidding. I don't want to say that. Alright, so we squeeze out our ice cream from our bag that we have been shaking and making. And now we can try it. Alright, so you're going to need 2 bowls, obviously, to put it in, or a bowl. Depends on how much ice cream you plan on eating. And I'm just going to try to squeeze all of it out. Now this is really like a soft serve ice cream. Very soft serve. Okay, so then we're going to do is you just need a spoon. You can add some chocolate syrup. Can you get the chocolate syrup for me? You can add some chocolate syrup, or you can add some crushed cookies, or even some chocolate chips, or some sprinkles, and enjoy. Go get a spoon. Alright, you want chocolate syrup on yours? Yep. Right. That one's yours? So just add a little bit of chocolate syrup here. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Just to kind of make it chocolatey. And, come on, bring a spoon.
I don't know.
Go get a spoon, please.
No, I got some. Smell.
Alright. So, let's do the taste test. Here you go. Taste yours and see what you think. And you can taste yours.
I want chocolate.
You want some chocolate in yours too? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Yummy ice cream in our tummies. Delicious. I hope you enjoyed this video and give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And please join us for our next video on Monday with some more science and having some fun. Alright, till our next video, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.